Hey, good evening, ballers. In today's podcast, we are going over our top 15 tight ends. Last year's tight end position was the most stressful because it was so unpredictable. Unpredictable. Wow. See if I can speak. Hopefully, this will be a comeback season for the tight end position. We'll get into some news that's been breaking throughout the week, and then right after that, right into our rankings. The podcast is on all platforms: YouTube, Apple, Spotify. Please subscribe, share, like, and make sure you're following us on Instagram and TikTok for all immediate update. All right, let's get into it.
As you see, my Jedi powers are far beyond yours.
All right, welcome in to another episode of the Ball Bros Online podcast. I'm your host, Josh, along with Tyler and Tim.
Yo,
How's it going, boys?
fantastic.
Going well.
All right. Today, like I said, is our top 15 tight ends. And we're going to get into the rankings of our tight ends. We have some news to get through quickly. And then, before we get into our news, before we get into our rankings, we'll talk a little. We did have a draft.
Oh yeah.
We had our dynasty draft, which was, well, if you can tell by that laugh by Tim, I think he feels like he took the draft, ran away with the draft, I should say. So
He did have a nice run.
We'll get into that. I'm trying to find the draft board for that, but I'll find it later. But a little quick news. Tyler, your boy, Scary Terry, your number 5 receiver or whatever.
I think it was number 6.
Okay. He's a holdout on OTAs. He's waiting for a new contract, which I don't blame him. You have to capitalize on that for last season.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think it. I hope it's not nothing too worrisome. To make hold out for a long time and like getting close to the season. But we'll see if he gets signed. I think he's going to get signed. Number 1 receiver for Washington, so he should get paid.
I think it's because he also saw Rashad Bateman got like a 3-year extension and got paid for his like somewhat decent season that he's had. So I think he feels like, hey, I've been producing for a lot longer than this guy's been in the league. So I don't blame him for holding
all those years with crap quarterbacks.
Yeah.
When Terry McLaurin put up the same numbers as Bateman put up last season, and then Terry McLaurin has last season where he kind of jumps off the page. He should get paid. I think they'll pay him. I mean, they'll want to make things as easy as possible for Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
number 6 receiver in fantasy last year. I mean,
there it is. Also, then Nick Chubb signs with the Texans. I see this as a like a 1-2 punch for the Texans right now because Joe Mixon did get hurt last season, and they were scrapping for a running back. Their 2 backups and just throwing them out there, hoping for the best. And that offense was different without Joe. So
absolutely.
Once he came back, you can definitely tell that. But I actually kind of like it. I think it gives them another. I think he'll be like the short yardage. Maybe he'll probably take some touchdowns away, but I actually like it. So, and good for Nick Chubb.
Yeah, for the team, it's great. I think it kind of brings down Joe Mixon's stock a little bit with Nick Chubb get in the lineup.
Yeah.
I always like Nick Chubb. He's a fantastic runner, and he remained a really good runner even after some of those terrible injuries. So I I'm rooting for the guy.
Sure. And then J.K. This one, I hated this signing, but I get it. J.K. Dobbins signs with the Broncos. Uh,
Why do you hate it?
because it's just I don't have R.J. Harvey in our
That's
dynasty,
true.
but it definitely just like now it just makes the backfield so cluttered because I mean I don't. I saw that R.J. Harvey is not having a dominant role as we speak in OTAs, but with signing of J.K. Dobbins, it just makes it seem like now who's going to be the one, two, the first and second down back, and then who's going to be the third down back. So I don't. But then again, it's just I don't know if this is just to
Third
ease.
down back,
Yeah,
Jaleel McLaughlin.
yeah, that's right. You're Jameel McLaughlin. So it's J.K. Dobbins, R.J. Harvey, Audric Estime, and then McLaurin. Or yeah, is that his last name? McLaurin. The
Colin, I think.
McLaughlin.
McLaughlin. So it's yeah,
Yeah, it's messy. I I see this as a hedge just to try to support Bo Nix as much as possible,
yeah,
right? Like, let's make sure that we've got somebody that's proven in the league in the backfield because they don't have that, or they didn't have that before, right? Like, nobody proven. Jaleel McLaughlin is what he is. He's had some nice games, but he's definitely not an every down back. They either didn't like what they saw out of Estime last season, or they're unsure. And then
yeah,
obviously they don't really know what they have in Harvey yet. So it's just a hedge to make sure, I think.
Yeah. No, I love J.K. Dobbins. I'm the fool that takes him almost every year, and he gets hurt, and I get heartbroken. Um, but like when he's on the field, he's great. So if J.K. Dobbins can stay healthy, I think he could be like you know a starting running back for the team and like a sleeper of a flex pick in fantasy if he can stay healthy because when he's on the field he gets a lot of points.
Yeah, he's definitely worth a late round flyer in redraft for sure.
yeah, yeah. He'll definitely be drafted, and then he'll have like two like breakout games, and then he'll get hurt. So
Yeah,
hopefully that won't be like last year, but who knows? So yeah. So like we said, we had our dynasty draft. God, was it what two Sundays ago?
yeah, I think so.
It feels forever. So we'll just give you guys a little recap of what happened. Obviously, Tim and Tyler made a blockbuster trade. They swapped picks, and then Tim made another trade. He traded back into the first round and got K Rock BJJ's first round pick, and
Moved up 3 or 4
I think he
spots.
moved up 4 spots. Yeah. So Tyler obviously took Ashton Genty.
Let's go.
Um, Tim, you took Omari Hampton,
Yep.
and then our friend Big Matt. This was the for me. This is when the draft was going to start. It was either he was going to take Junkins or he was going to take the top receiver. Well, I don't think the top receiver, but the second top receiver. He took Travis Hunter. So that made my pick very easy. I took Quinshon Jenkins, and then so forth. T Mac. The surprise actually was Mbuka went right after T Mac. I was very surprised that when he went that early. Then Harrison, RJ Harvey, and then Tim with your amazing pick. You took Caleb Johnson.
That's right.
First round picks, well done.
Yeah, you got two of the best backs in the league right now. Young.
It worked out just the way I was hoping. I was a little worried that the pick before me was going to take. I'm not that interested in RJ Harvey, and after the Judkin or the Dobbins signing, I'm even less interested in RJ Harvey.
Yeah.
So I was worried that Caleb Johnson was going to go a pick ahead of me.
Well,
But
yeah,
it worked out.
even like I think that was before he signed with JK, even signed before.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Before that, but there was like a blurb of him having dinner with the Broncos. Even that would have scared him. Like, I don't want it. So even if if it didn't sign, I was still like, I don't want it. So, and then both the tight ends went back to back. Jalen Warren went first, then Loveland, and then Cam Ward went off the board, the last pick.
Dang, I didn't think Cam was going to go in the first round, but
yeah,
I thought he was going to slide, and I was going to pick him, to be honest.
And then second round, Tim, you got Scattaboo. You have three.
I wanted him so bad. I wanted him so bad.
Out of all the running backs, like on the board, you have two of the guys I was hoping that would come to me, but obviously that was hopes and dreams there. Then Tyler, you took Golden, very good pick. I like it.
Yep.
I thought you were going to take Higgins, but
Higgins is looking nice in OTAs. I've seen a couple of videos of him making some catches, and he's looking good in OTAs right now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. I got faith in Golden.
And then so this was actually K Rock's first pick. He took Luther Burden for receiver, and then it went Harris, and then the other tight end, I can't even say his name.
Colston Loveland?
No, all right. Emmanuel Ocha? He went to Florida. Anyway, we'll keep going. Then I took Jack Becksch, which I actually like. And then Tyler, were you was that going to be your next pick? If I didn't,
yeah, Jack Beck was going to be my next pick, and I was very disappointed when I saw him, but I was doing a lot of mock drafts, and it always had you taking Jack Beck, and I was getting sick and tired of it, but it happened, so I was prepared for it.
Yeah, you took Kyle Williams.
I like that pick though. I like Kyle Williams.
I like him. I think I don't know what the New England offense is going to look like, but I like him actually coming out. And then another Desmond Martins went, and then tight end Ferguson. I was hoping he was going to go later, but that didn't happen. And then Tuten went, and then my favorite tight end of the draft is Mason Taylor, just because he's the son of Jason Taylor, because I really like Jason Taylor. And I actually think he's going to do well. So
6'5", 250. Good Lord.
I mean, he's just bred. His uncle is Zach Thomas, so comes from good genes.
On the Jets, though.
Yeah, well, who knows?
I don't know. I'm rising on Justin Fields this year a little bit.
Yeah, running quarterback. So
he'll get running for his life.
Yeah. In all honesty, he won 4 games. Well, he played in 4 games. He won 3 out of the 4 when he was with the Steelers, and he looked good.
Yeah,
I'm no hate on him at all. So, and then we came around. Tim didn't have a 3rd round pick. He swapped. Well, you did. You swapped with the last play, not the guy.
Did I have the last? Yeah, I had the last pick.
Yeah, you had the last pick. You swapped picks with Justin. He took blue, and then Tyler, you come back with the the
Jackson
pick
Dart.
pick I thought you would do, Jackson Dart, which I
Yeah.
was actually hoping he would come to me, but he didn't.
Yeah, he was definitely on my target list. If I couldn't get Cam Ward, I was definitely targeting Jackson Dart in the third round. I just think in dynasty and dynasty leagues, drafting a quarterback can always help with, even if you don't play him, if you have a starting
And
quarterback
he'll be
already, it's
yeah.
draft capital and just a good way to get a good pick.
Yeah.
And he'll be a starting quarterback for sure, which I think. And then Jalen Miller went next. I was actually going to draft him if he didn't go, but because of the Sam Darnold, if he gets hurt, Jalen Milroe has just potential fantasy rushing for like a good stretch there. So, do you have something to say, Tim?
No.
Oh, okay. And then I took Ollie Gordon, and then uh, Dylan Samson went next, and then a pick I really wanted was Jordan James. He went right before me. I had two more picks in this last round, so I took Woody Marks, and then I took Jalen Knoll, the other Iowa State receiver, which
For Texans.
Yeah, for the Texans. And then Fannin went, Hunter went, Jay Rowland went, and then Tim, you took receiver.
Stanford.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Alec Iomanor.
Alec Iomanor. So that rounded out our dynasty. How do you guys?
And then
and then the
Tyler proceeded to sign every
and our fab budget wasn't turned on, and then Tyler just decided to add.
I was trying to get more quarterbacks for draft capital.
I know,
oh man,
you picked up like 3. You were adding 3.
But the next day, I didn't think you were gonna bet on it, but even if I did bet on it, I wasn't gonna get $20 on the fab. I think I was gonna bet probably like $10 or $12. But
it was I kind of went hard on the fab with all the rookies because I knew there were going to be a lot left, which there was. So I just went hard on everyone that I wanted to pick up. So, but the fab will be reset at the beginning of the season. So
I don't know if I used any of my dynasty league fab last year. I mean, you don't get a ton of opportunities.
No, you really don't. I don't even remember using him in mine. But oh well. So with that being said, Tim, I take it you like who you picked.
Oh yeah, I'm super excited. Getting 3 kind of lottery tickets on a really deep running back class. All guys that have really good opportunities. I'm super stoked coming out of the draft.
Tyler, how do you feel about yours?
I like it. I really needed a running back, so I'm really happy I got Ashton Johnson, especially from the Raiders, that being my team. I was really trying to get Skatibo on in the second round, but that one fell off. And but I like Golden. He's in a good offense. Jordan Love, good quarterback, so he has better chances of being good this year, or maybe even being like a good streaming option this year. And then Jackson Dart, I think he's going to be, just a dime of a quarterback. So I'm happy he's on my team.
Yeah, sure. I'm happy that I got one of the top 3 running backs for me, just because it was very our friend Matt, he had his 40th birthday party before, like the weekend before, and I was trying to get a feel of what he was going to do, and he wasn't giving me anything, and so I just assumed he was going to take T-Mac, just because he needed. I was looking at his roster. He definitely was receiver um, hungry. Like he needed receivers, so I was expecting him to take him, but he took Hunter, and it helped me, and I made my pick easy. And then I just try to load up on like the best available players coming around the next round, and so on and so forth. So, but yeah, that was a good first dynasty draft for us. So
Yep.
Fun.
next year will be even more interesting. So because we'll see how our teams do this year.
Yeah, I think with Ashton Johnson in my lineup, I think I'm in the
You have a
last
you
year.
have
I took you know close to last. So I think this
Yeah.
year I made some good trades for depth, and I got a solid quarterback, Jaden Daniels, solid running back, Ashton Johnson, and a somewhat solid age of a wide receiver, AJ Brown. So I think we're in the run this year.
yeah. Tim, is your team in championship contention or still rebuilding?
I think I'm gonna consider it still rebuilding.
Okay.
I'm really good at I have a lot of receivers,
Yeah,
and so I probably need to balance that out a little bit this year. I did trade. We can get into this more into the tight end conversation, but I did trade away my top tight end, and I'm heading into the season looking to start Tyler Higbee. So that's not great,
Yeah.
but we'll see if some moves can be made prior to the start of the season.
Yeah.
ooh,
Yeah. For me, I give me one more year, and I think we'll be in contention. I'll be in the conversation, hopefully. So I have a lot of draft picks the next draft. I have like 2 first rounders, a couple seconds, but so
2 first rounders.
yeah, I do. So
Dang.
I am I'm just hoping for another awesome running back to come out of college. I'm gonna do my research now and get on that train of whoever it is. So
There's some coming. Jeremiah Love out of Notre
yeah,
Dame,
yeah.
and there's a kid at Penn State.
See the next Saquon then. He came from Penn State.
Uh,
Well,
I don't know. We'll see. His name's Nick Singleton, but there's a lot of it's going to be quarterback heavy. At least that's the projection right now.
yeah, that is projection now.
Oh, I love a quarterback draft class.
The kid from LSU is supposed to be like the top.
Garrett Nussmeier, Arch Manning is draft eligible next year.
Is he?
Yep, Drew Aller out of Penn State.
Give me a
Carson Beck's
Manning
still
any
around.
day. I'll take a Manning any day. So
Heck yeah.
all right, well, let's get right into this. Our top 15 tight ends.
15-ish.
15-ish. But yeah, we were debating on, yeah, I said let's just do 10 because doing 15 tight ends is like torture.
It really was.
And then
It's death.
Tim said 12. I'm like, okay, I can do 12, but there's still 15 here. But anyway,
The last three are probably our
yeah, our last three are like more considerations. So, all right. Well, it's no surprise. Number one is Brock Bowers. What can you say that hasn't been said about him? This is his second year, coming into his second year this year. His draft. All right. My question is, his ADP is the 202. I just did a little quick mock before we started. Would you be okay drafting him at the 202?
It's I've always debated about having like drafting a tight end early, just because there's so many great picks you can have in the second round that help you win a league. But I had the chance of drafting Brock Bowers pretty early last year for the rookie. And I was saying I also traded for a tight end in my dynasty. And having a good tight end takes a lot of weekly pressure of trying to stream one or trying to see who has the best matchup and, you know, maybe not wasting fab, but, drafting a tight or getting a tight end off waivers and having to waste fab on that. So I think Brock Bowers at a 202 is a money pick.
Yeah, I would be into it. I think that's an okay spot. I don't know that I'd be into taking him at the tail end of round one,
So
Yeah,
but
first pick on
he's
Bowers.
the best at the position.
to give you some concept of what the team that drafted it, they drafted the first pick was B.J. Robinson, and then he's the sixth. It's the sixth team, so he got drafted at 207. So he's doing what some people call the hero running back role. It's your superstar running back, and then he has Chase Brown, and then he just loaded up on receivers. Then has two more running backs, so it's definitely a hero ball for him on that pick. So it's just I get it. If you're in a a tight end Premier League, I would totally be behind this pick because you get extra points for your tight end, and especially with Brock Bowers, he has a better quarterback this year compared to
Oh yeah,
AOC,
who was this? Well, who was the quarterback?
Aiden O'Connell and Jimmy Garoppolo.
No,
and Gardner Minshew for a while, right?
yeah, it was Gardner to start with. So, but just gives you some. Brock Bowers this first week was tight end 5, and then the tight end 4 week 2, then he went 15, 23. Then he was the tight end 2 in week 5, then tight end 8, 5. So he's in the top 20 of, scoring, but he's very consistent. Just I think with Gino, he's going to be even better. I think his touchdowns will go up.
Yep.
Definitely this year. I think his targets will stay the same, but maybe 1 or 2 more. I heard that Chip Kelly, the offense, they're going to run a lot of 12 personnel, which means 2 tight ends, 1 running back.
Love it.
So
Michael Mayer time.
Let's go.
Yeah.
So I have Brock Bowers in the keeper league.
Yeah.
And one of my keepers is Jaden Daniels. Would you keep Brock Bowers over Derrick Henry?
Yes.
You'd keep Brock Bowers over Derrick Henry?
Yes.
Would you keep Bowers over JSN?
Yes.
Yeah.
Bowers over Marvin Harrison?
Yes.
Sick. Nice.
Yes. I had to think about that one. I checked my bias right off the bat.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, in all honesty, like if you are in a keeper league and you have a rushing quarterback and then you have an elite tight end, you don't really need to think. You don't really need to think about who you're keeping that year because your rushing quarterback is going to get you an extra 5 or 6 points just by rushing the ball and maybe a touchdown, and then you have an elite tight end at your position that you don't have to draft, and you can just load up on running backs and receivers and to not even worry about that position.
Yeah.
Like me, I will punt my tight end position. I don't like. Tight end. I'll probably pick Firemouth or the rookie, one of the rookies at the end of the rounds here because I will punt unless I don't get Kittle or Laporta. I'm punting the position. So
I'd add one more to that mix, but we'll get there.
Okay. All right. Number two for us is number 2 consensus is Trey McBride. I have him at 2. Tim, you have him at 2. Tyler, you have him at 3. There's really, I mean, Tim, you're the Cardinal ambassador here. Um,
So
give me something.
yeah, so he was the tight end 3 last year for fantasy. He did all that with 2 touchdowns.
No,
That's ridiculous.
2 touchdowns the
that will go
entire
up.
season.
Yeah, that will go up this year.
It's definitely going to go up this year. 147 targets, you can't argue with that. I mean, basically, his season last year was almost identical to Brock Bowers. 6 fewer targets, 1 fewer catch, 50 fewer receiving yards, and then 3 fewer touchdowns.
Yeah.
So, I mean, those targets are still going to be there. They didn't add anybody as far as, somebody to take targets away.
Yeah.
Maybe Marv gets some extra, but Trey McBride's going to be featured just as much. And if Marv breaks out and is able to take the top off of defenses, I could see even more for Trey McBride underneath. So there's still potential there. Same thing with Brock Bowers, who doesn't have that kind of receiving threat that like a Marvin Harrison Jr. offers. But those touchdowns can go up for both of them.
Yeah.
Where's Trey McBride going in drafts?
He went well, in this one he went before Brock. So
Before Brock?
yeah, well, it was Trey McBride then Brock Bowers. In this
Wow.
one. So but I mean, this is June. This is June 16th. This is very early. I'm sure that one's gonna flip flop back and forth like every other week. So
I'd still take Brock
would you still
over
take
McBride.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Me too.
I think that there's still untapped ceiling for Brock Bowers. Like, he didn't really come into his own until I would say week 5-ish. He had a couple good weeks before then, but like those targets really started to come his way in week 5.
Yeah, so Brock,
Because Devontae Adams was still there, and then they traded
then they traded
him at the deadline.
So he had week 1 8, 2 9, week 3 at 4, week 4 he had 3. Then week 5 he had 12. I think that's when they traded Devontae. I'm guessing.
Yeah, I think so.
And then week 6, 10, 14, 5, 8, and then 16, 10, 14. So when he had double digit targets, he was in the top 10 of tight ends.
Yep.
So that should say something with Trey McBride. I think he hasn't hit his ceiling. I think what we saw last season was his ceiling, and he only had 2 touchdowns. So
yeah.
And
think about this, right? Like we're gonna get into George Kittle next, who had 8 touchdowns last year. Trey McBride has 6 career touchdowns across 3 seasons.
Jeez,
that is crazy. I think that's why Trey McBride is number 3, and we'll talk about George next. But I think that's why Trey McBride is number 3, not number 2, just because of the touchdowns, and he's just not a touchdown tight end. Just a good old, just for PPR is great, but touchdowns lacking a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
And to do some comparison, Trey McBride had 2 weeks that he was a tight end. Well, actually 1, 2. He had 5 weeks where he was a tight end. He was a top 3 tight end. Brock Bowers had 4 weeks where he was a top 3 tight end. So, I mean, I honestly
you can't go wrong with either one.
You can't go wrong with either one, and I would be happy. Yes, I would probably take Brock Bowers first, but I would still be happy if like someone was in front of me and they took Brock Bowers before me, and Trey McBride was there still, I would be absolutely fine and happy with Trey McBride. So I just think we haven't seen the full potential of Trey McBride, and same thing with Brock, but I definitely think this is going to be a better year than it was last year with touchdowns. So I just remember, I don't know if it was the Rams game or the San Francisco game where they're just like, he got a touchdown, but it was a rush. Oh no, it was the Chicago game. He got a touchdown on a fumble. I was like, hey, he got a touchdown. But everyone was like, no, it wasn't a receiving touchdown.
Oh God.
And then it was like, all right, he has to get something against the Rams, and he does. And then he gets one against the Niners. So it's 2 weeks in a row he got a touchdown. So all right. On to
Well, let's hope that continues.
Yes, I do too. So on to George Kittle. He's number 3.
Georgie.
I have him at 3.
George Kittle.
Tim, you have him at 3. Tyler, you have him at 2. So
Just more touchdowns,
you're all about the touchdowns,
especially with tight ends. Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly think he's gonna have. I think he's gonna be in the top 3 for the rest of the season.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because name another receiver on the Niners that's not Ricky Pearsall or Jennings. No Ayuk for like maybe 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Even if that. And so you just have, and we don't know what McCaffrey is going to be like. We already discussed about how we all feel about McCaffrey. So I honestly think George is going to have a tremendous season this year. And
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
He was drafted in the 4th round.
How do you feel about that in the 4th round?
He's not going there this year.
Yeah.
No.
Not in our league, that's for sure.
But he's had seasons in the past where they haven't had good receivers.
Yeah.
Pre-Debo, and he's been an animal.
Yeah.
So there's precedent there already. And like his efficiency last year with Ayuk and with Debo. Actually, no, Ayuk missed half of the season last year.
Yeah, he missed quite a bit.
He missed most of the season. So now that Debo's gone, maybe Pearsall takes a step forward, but even then, right, they're going to be relying on him. I mean, 78 catches last year on 94 targets. That's 60 targets fewer than Brock Bowers had, which is nuts.
Yeah.
He still had 1,100 receiving yards, 8 touchdowns. We know what kind of a beast he is after the catch. Like, he's one of my favorite players to watch. He's just an animal in the open field.
He is.
14 yards per catch, 11 yards per target, 8 touchdowns. That's hard to deny.
Yeah.
I like it 4th round.
Yeah. I would be ecstatic if I had him on my team. So that means I don't have to worry about tight end for the rest of the season, unless he gets hurt. But yeah. All right. On to number 4, Sam Laporta. Tim, you have him at 4. I have him at 4. Tyler, you have him at 5. What can I say about Sam Laporta that hasn't been said, or is I don't know. That's my problem with Sam.
Yeah, last year it's really tough to know what to predict for the coming season.
Yeah.
His targets were down by nearly 40 last year, and his receptions were down, 26 from the year before. Granted, the year before he was tight end 1, but still a good touchdown total. Yeah. I've got to think that maybe those targets come back a little bit, but there's a lot of mouths to feed in that Detroit offense. I don't know. I think what we saw from him last season is probably close to his floor.
For sure. Yeah, I think Sam Laporta just in the high-powered offense of Detroit kind of brings him down in my rankings. But um, I would take Sam Laporta. I think he's going in the fifth round,
Yes.
and I think this is where the fifth round is where I'm stopping thinking about getting a good tight end and then maybe getting one later on. So I think Sam Laporta and our next tight end is kind of like the cutoff of an elite tight end here in the league.
He's definitely that tier break of between it's Laporta, then the next tight end is Hawkinson, um, Smith, Andrews, and Kelsey. Um, David Njoku, and then you got Evan Ingram. Can't speak right now. Then the rookie Tyler Warner went before that. After that, and then you got just a cluster of Kraft, Kincaid, Ferguson, and then the rest of the tight. So
Yeah.
he's definitely in that tier break of if you if you are thinking about getting a tight end and you are not liking, you know, you're not liking the receivers that are there, or you're not liking the running backs there, I think that's where you have to take the tight end at that tier. So
Yeah, the tier break for me is all of these guys have a really high floor, right?
yeah,
Like unless there's an injury, you can't go wrong. I mean, Kittle in the fourth and Laporta in the fifth, I'm all in on those, right? If I'm picking in the fifth and I've snagged two running backs and two receivers, I'm totally ecstatic to end up with Laporta on
Yeah,
top
for
of
sure.
those.
I agree. There's a few things with Sam Laporta. He did have like 4 games where he was not in the top 20. Um, he only broke the top 3 once. He was a tight end, or actually, let me re-say that. Twice he was a tight end 1 in week 15 and the tight end 3 in week 10. So yeah, I just don't know what the offense is gonna be like for the Lions this year because of losing Ben Johnson, and then there's a lot of talk of Jameson Williams being another big focal point of this offense. Like this is supposed to be like people have him as a breakout this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
So,
sure.
but I would, yeah. It's like what you said, Tim. That tier break, Sam Porta is that tier break for me, and if I'm there, I probably would take him too. So. All right, moving on to number 5 is T.J. Hawkinson. I have him at 5. Tyler, you have him at 4. Tim, you have him at 6. You're the lowest on him. What is there's something about him that I don't know, just because I don't know. That's my feelings is I don't know about him right now because he's on the Vikings. He has Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison uh, on both sides of him. Then there's him, and now you have JJ McCarthy throwing him the ball. So he's going in the 6th round. He's at the turn. So this is that tier break that you were talking about. Yeah, I don't know.
When he's healthy,
When he's healthy, he's
he's
great.
reliable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like he's super consistent, right? I mean, through his career, 2020, tight end 5, 101 targets, 723 yards,
Yeah.
6 touchdowns.
Yeah.
2021 missed a third of the season. 2022, tight end 2, 6 touchdowns, 900 receiving yards. 2023, tight end 4, 960 receiving yards, 5 touchdowns. Last year, missed half the season.
Yeah.
But his stats are like exactly
The same.
50% of everything
Yeah.
of the previous seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Out of 6 years, when he's healthy and he plays the season, he's in the top five tight end. So
Yeah.
he's definitely an elite tight end when he's on, but he's kind of like the Christian McCaffrey of tight ends, where you don't know if he's going to get hurt or if he'll burn you. And I also just traded for him in the dynasty league. Um, so I'm a little biased with him in my rankings, hoping this is a top five season for TJ Hawkinson.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and he's really close in that tier break, right? Because his floor is he's got a high floor. He's on a good offense. We'll see with the quarterback. I think everybody thinks that he's going to be good, but he's not flashy, right? He's on an offense with Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison who get all the attention,
Yeah.
and he just kind of goes about his business. He's consistent as long as he's healthy, and you know what you're going to get. So again, I'd be super comfy with him in the 6th round.
Yeah. Yeah. As when he came back, which was week 9. He was tight end 28, which not great, but then the next week he was in the top 10 in tight end 6, then dropped to the 36 in week 11, then tight end 4, week 12, and then tight end 29, and he didn't break the top 10 in the rest of the season. So um, I'm I don't, I don't,
It's tough. It's tough to draft him. It's tough to draft him
I would
just because he might get injured, and
yeah,
then you're streaming tight ends for the rest of the season, and
like the guy.
Yeah,
The
this is kind of where it feels like it starts to get a little gross
yeah,
with the tight ends.
it does.
yeah, for sure.
But even this, so I just put myself at the turn at the 12, and the pick was Waddle, then Hawkinson, and I just was like, ugh. Oh. And then the next team 11 picked Jameson Williams. And I'm like, I would rather pick the receiver over. I would take Jameson over him. So I'm of the class of I'm just going to punt the tight end if I don't get, like I said before, if I don't get the top 4 guys.
But the thing is at this kind of individual position where you don't have, again, unless you're playing in a 2 tight end league,
Yeah,
he's a positional advantage over half of the league because as long as he's healthy, you're gonna get 80 catches, 900 yards, and 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, and maybe this year, I don't know how JJ McCarthy spreads the ball around, but I do know at Michigan he really liked his tight ends. So maybe there's something there. So we'll see. I think
That's also another reason why I traded for him in the dynasty, just because I have a little bit of faith in JJ McCarthy. So,
okay.
Well, and oddly enough, in that trade that we made was also JJ McCarthy.
yes, but in the dynasty, I do have Jaden Daniels as my quarterback, and I
Do you have Drake May too?
I have Drake May now.
Yeah, I traded with.
Nice.
So
that's an interesting strategy. Like,
it is
just scrounging up all those rookie quarterbacks for future draft capital.
Dude, I love Jaden Daniels. I'm all in on him, and I got Michael Penix left, and now I have Jackson Dart. So
I would try to ditch Penix before the season if I were you.
I also have a sleeper, Jack Plummer, out of Louisville. He's the third string quarterback on Carolina Panthers.
You only took him because he got praise from Tom Brady.
So I'm banking on that one.
Oh my gosh. Is that Jake Plummer's son or something?
I have no idea.
Interesting.
All right. Moving on. Next, number 6 is Mark Andrews.
Tough.
Yeah. Tim, you have him at 7. Tyler, you have him at 10. I don't have him ranked because I have personal issues with him. But the reason I don't have him ranked, I think he is He will be. He's 29. I think he'll be 30 this year. I think he's on the down and down because with his running mate Isaiah Likely right there with him. I think Tyler, you and me were like, "Who's this Isaiah Likely guy?" Because
Yeah,
we were just week one. He was the tight end one, Isaiah Likely, and then Mark Andrew was like on the field. Like week one, 74% of the snaps, 2 targets, 2 catches for 7 yards. Like, make that make sense. And then week two, he was a tight end 11, 36% snaps, 5 targets, 4 catches, 51 yards, no touchdown. And then he was just god awful. Week 3, week 4, week 5, he was the tight end 19. And then it all of a sudden it happens. He's a tight end 4, week 6, then week 7, he's tight end 3.
Well, that's when he started scoring touchdowns.
Yeah. And it's like my team is just falling apart because took Mark Andrews in like the freaking 5th round.
Also because you drafted Christian McCaffrey.
Well, well, that was the keeper league.
Oh, okay.
That was the keeper league. That's a different story. But I think the offense is moving towards likely more. So, but I do think he'll be on the field. I just don't think he'll at the tight end. He's going to the 6th round at the 609 spot.
I mean, I'd take Hawkinson over him in the 6th round 10 times out of 10.
Well, so Hawkinson and Jonnu Smith went before him. I still think that's high for him.
So I think exactly what you're saying kind of bore itself out in the stats from last season, right?
Yeah.
He played a full season last year,
Yeah.
didn't see double-digit targets in any game.
At all.
And, even though he was the tight end 5, it's because he had 11 touchdowns.
Yeah.
But the other seasons where he was a tight end 4, tight end 1, tight end 4, those are seasons with 100+ targets and 2 of those over, one of them over 150, right? Where he's the tight end 1. Last year, targets down at 69. I don't necessarily see that increasing at all. So I think the floor, if we see some tight end, some touchdown regression, which granted, yes, there may be some, but he has averaged almost 8 touchdowns per year through his career. But I would expect to see that down more in the 5 or 6 range next year. And yeah, I think his years as a top 5 tight end are probably done.
Yeah. Tyler, you have
I mean,
anything to add?
I don't
You're
really,
at 10. So
yeah.
technically you're the lowest because I don't even have a rank. So
Yeah, I had Mark Andrews the last couple years, and it's an okay pick. I think after Hawkinson, and if I have Mark Andrews on the board, and I have the chance to pick like Tracy, Tony Pollard, a good flex, a decent person on my bench to like have some depth in. I think I'll take a depth player rather than Mark Andrews because I think this year is going to be a regression year for him as well.
And they brought in D-Hop, right? So there's more targets to go around between Bateman and Flowers and Hopkins and Likely, and there's a lot of mouths to feed all of a sudden in Baltimore.
This offense is just it's going to turn pass heavy here. So I just think that we're going to be moving towards Likely more here just because he's younger. He's faster, and he can run all the same routes that he does, but faster. So
Absolutely.
Another unique thing about Baltimore is the Patrick Ricard factor. right? When they bring him in those goal line sets, most of the time he's a blocker, but sometimes they'll sneak him out and he'll snipe a kind of goal line receiving touchdown. So
yeah, agreed. All right, moving on to number 7 is Evan Ingram. This is kind of funny. Tim, you have him at 8. Tyler, you have him at 9. I have him at 10. So, with Evan Ingram, he was on Jacksonville last year. He was the what was
He was 36 tight end, but he only played
he
played
like
9 games last year.
4 games. Yeah, he missed 4 games. Didn't play the rest of the season. Week 15 through 17. I like him on Sean Payton's offense.
Me too.
Sean Payton has been known to have top 10 tight end play, and the Jimmy Grahams of the days. If any of you had Jimmy Graham on your team, you were like,
Amazing.
"Oh, just give me 2 touchdowns and call it a day."
Yeah.
So I think him in this and then Sean Payton's offense, I really like it. He's going to the 9th round. So you are waiting.
bless you.
Thank you.
You are waiting on a tight end. I think he's a good snag to pick up in the later rounds. So
yeah, I think he's a good mid round snag for like if you want to skip Mark Andrews or you want to skip skip Laporta and you didn't get one of those elite top 3 tight ends and you get some depth in the middle rounds and 8th, 9th round coming around and Evan Ingram is in there. I think he's a good pick with Bo Nix as a sophomore quarterback and Evan Ingram, as what Josh was saying, as Sean Payton offense is usually a good scheme for good catching tight ends.
Yeah, and the opportunity is there, right? I mean, they're still searching for
another receiver.
Yeah, right. Like, is Marvin Mims that guy? No. Is Troy Franklin that guy? We don't know, but it seems like maybe no, right? So Cortland Sutton's the number 1. They drafted Pat Bryant this year. So the opportunity is there for Evan Ingram. And the other thing with Evan Ingram is he's proven that he can go out there and be a tight end too and you know, operate with 140 plus targets in a season and really be effective. So
2023, 2022, he was top 5 2022 and then tight end number 2 in 2023. So definitely capable and definitely a sleeper pick as an 8th and 9th round pick.
That's a good sleeper pick. I wouldn't mind him on my team at all, especially you're drafting later for a tight end. I like it a lot. So and we'll just we'll have to see how he is. He's called the Joker position, I guess. That's what Sean Payton's offense is. So whatever that is, all I know is it's a lot of movement for Sean Payton, and he's probably going to be in motion a lot. And knowing Sean Payton, he will scheme him open, and hopefully Bo Nix just peppers him with targets. And
I'm definitely targeting Evan Ingram and as on my teams and redrafts.
Yeah, for sure, I will too. So, all right. On to number 8 is David Njoku. I have him at 9, and you two both have him at 12.
Yeah.
Njoku is on the Browns, and the Browns, Browns are going to be the Browns. The only reason he is, if Joe Flacco plays, I think this is a better pick. I would be okay having him on my team too. Joe Flacco is a quarterback. Now, that being said, we have no idea if Joe Flacco is going to be the quarterback. We have no idea.
This quarterback depth chart is just so funny.
It is. So, Njoku was tight end.
I think 11
11, yeah,
last.
tight end 11 last year. He's going to the 8-11, so he's going towards the end of the turn. He is 28, so I don't. It's it's going to be an interesting year for him in the Browns. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it all depends on who's this quarterback, and if it's Joe, I would definitely take him there. If it's not, then I'm not going to touch a single receiver or tight end of the Browns.
Yeah, it's just a disaster of a pick, I feel like.
Yeah. I'm not touching David Njoku. Just full stop. I mean, I'm just
Stop.
not.
Full stop.
I'm not taking him. I got burned like 5 years ago and 6 years ago, and might be 7 years ago also.
Yeah,
By David Njoku.
In this mock draft, there's Najee Harris being around him, Caleb Johnson, Jacoby Myers, even Debo Samuel.
Oh yeah.
I'm taking all of those players before Njoku.
Yeah. Also, fun fact, lowest yards per catch of his career last season. And granted, that probably has a lot to do with the quarterback situation, but again, with the quarterback depth chart, I like Joe Flacco. Like,
I don't hate Joe. I just hope that's him.
like everywhere he goes and steps in, he's been good. So,
My question is, so would you? He's going to 8-11 here. Would you take? Would you wait and take Tyler Warren or the other rookie Loveland over him? Take a chance.
Yeah, I take the chances with the rookie tight ends over Njoku.
yeah, I mean, and you could double up at the end of the draft too, right? Like,
Yeah.
You take one of the rookies, and then a round or two later, maybe you hedge that with like Fryermuth or something.
Yeah. How about? It's gonna be gross, but Kyle Pitts.
Oh,
Oh,
I got absolutely destroyed by Cal.
can I opt out of the rest of this conversation?
All right, I'll give you I'll give you another one. What about Kincaid?
Okay,
Dude,
yeah,
You could opt
I'd
out.
probably take Kincaid.
yeah.
We can get into him in a little bit, but
That guy, that dude.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't have anything else to say about Njoku unless it's going to be Joe Flacco. But other than that, yeah. On to number 9 is the rookie Colston Loveland. Tim, you have him at 10. I have him at 6. I have him at 6.
I'll take.
All right, Tyler, you don't have him ranked. Go. Why don't you explain yourself, Mister?
Well, the latest news is that he is unsure about his status for training camp because he has a shoulder injury. He's making his way back from shoulder surgery.
I thought that was the receiver.
I don't know, but this was 5 days ago, according to Sleeper. So that's kind of something to think about. And I don't know, DJ Moore and Roma Odunze were supposed to be a good wide receiver duo last year with Caleb Williams, and just didn't really happen. So I don't know. I just don't believe in the quarterback play with Caleb Williams yet to have a high floor, high ceiling kind of thing with Colston Loveland as tight end.
And I think that the Bears might be like go to bring him along slowly because they have Cole Kmet.
Yeah, that too.
They know exactly what they have in Cole Kmet. Cole Kmet's been good. And besides DJ Moore and Roma Odunze, they drafted Luther Burden in the second round. So they've invested heavily at receiver, 3 receivers, plus Cole Kmet, plus Colston Loveland is 5 mouths to feed on an offense that wasn't great in the passing game last year.
Yeah.
You want to know who was the tight end one with Ben Johnson?
Sam Laporta.
Yep.
That's
So,
an interesting aspect for sure.
the reason why I have him at 6 is because he's a first round pick, one, and Sam Laporta on his rookie year, he was tight end one,
Ooh,
and he had 10 touchdowns that year. That was just a year that it was like, who's the Sam Laporta guy out of Iowa? That's just lighting the world on fire right now. So that's why I have Colton Loveland there, is because I do believe, I understand that they have who's it, Cole Clement there. I understand, but Ben Johnson like handpicked this guy himself.
interesting.
This is his guy. I just think he will produce. If he doesn't start, I definitely give him the second half of showing up.
Okay.
Tight ends do not, unless they're Brock Bowers, they don't really produce the first half of the season, just because they are trying to get used to one assignment and blocking and learning how to actually be a tight end in the NFL. It's a lot different than other positions. So,
And maybe that's something that Ben Johnson has specialized in simplifying. I don't know that for a fact,
yeah.
but it could be. The thing with Laporta, though, is he had so much less competition, right? His
Sure.
backup in 2023 was Brock Wright, who's the same guy who's still there.
Yeah.
And he was competing with, obviously, Amon-Ra St. Brown. And then the other two receivers are Marvin Jones and Josh Reynolds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we'll definitely see what his role will be in the offense. But yeah, I like him.
So, Josh, why not Tyler Warren here instead of Colson Loveland?
Well, you know the quarterback for the Colts? Daniel Jones.
Or Anthony Richardson. Good Lord.
Don't really, I don't see the Colts being competitive this year. I'm sorry.
Yeah, me neither.
Just
Yeah.
with all that's going on there, I don't see him being competitive. They'll probably be a top 5 pick in the draft. So I'm taking the offense over the draft pick, really. Taking the Bears offense, hoping that they'll do well. Hope is the key word here. Over that. Over
Bears fans' entire life is hope.
Over Tyler Warren, who was, the first
terrible quarterback play.
And it has better quarterback play, which I do think Caleb Williams will be the better quarterback.
Yeah, I agree.
But did you guys have anything else on Colston?
Nope.
No.
Okay. Moving on to number 10 is Njoku Smith.
Oh, Jonnu Smith?
Oh, sorry, Jonnu Smith. I can't speak. Jonnu Smith. I have him at number 12. Tim, you have him at 9. Tyler, you have him at 8. For me, it's the quarterback play. So, and it's the Miami Dolphins. I don't know if he'll repeat what he did towards the end of the season, but I do like him. Yeah,
This one's one.
It's Tua for me, and it's very, very scary.
This one's super hard to predict. I mean, last season was career highs across the board for Jonnu Smith.
Yeah.
His first season as a top 10 tight end.
Yes.
Had lots of touchdowns, lots of targets, lots of yards.
Yeah. He'll be 20. Yeah, he'll be 30 this year. So
I think this is going to be the second year Jonnu Smith goes off, and I think it's going to be the last year Jonnu Smith will go off. I'm definitely. I think Jonathan Smith is going to kind of repeat. I don't know about tight end number 4 again, um, but I do think he is going to be a solid. He's going in the 7th round, right where Mark Andrews is going, and I think you know he's he's going to be hot this year. I think, and
I think he. Go ahead. No, finish what you're going to say.
No, I just think he's going to be hot this year, and I just think he's going to be if he's around in the, this was a computerized mock draft right here, so he's going 7th in this round. But if he's dropping to like the 8th, 9th round, he's right there with Evan Ingram. So kind of just that same tight end middle round pick that I'm also targeting too, Evan Ingram and Jonas Smith.
I think he's going to be the grenade this year. I mean, so here, all right, then here. Johnny Smith or Mark Andrews?
Johnny Smith.
Yeah. Who do I have him in? I have Mark Andrews as 6th. No, not 6th, my rankings. I have Mark Andrews 10th, and I have Johnny Smith as 8th.
All right, then Johnny Smith or David Njoku?
Johnny Smith.
Tim's gonna 86 his way out of this conversation.
Johnny Smith.
All right,
for sure.
All right, how about Jonnu or Tyler Warren?
Johnny Smith.
Johnny Smith.
Okay. Well, then how about Johnny Smith or Colson?
Jono.
Yep, me too.
I guess I'm the only one that's not. I guess I'm just not. Yeah, I don't think. I just looked at his career stats. I think this is an anomaly year that he had, which is great for him. I know he's trying to cash in on it, so I don't think he's going to have the same type of.
So rumor from today on Sleeper is that he wants a new contract, right? He wants to capitalize on that career year.
Yeah.
But if they can't come to find a middle ground, it's possible he could be traded before the regular season.
Yeah.
So something to monitor there.
Yeah, that's definitely something to monitor. And if he does get traded, where? That's the question.
It'd be nice to see him maybe on Tampa, with Baker.
Washington.
Or Washington. But hey, my boy Zach Ertz, though.
Oh, that's true.
They have the senator, okay?
My boy Zach Ertz.
The senator alone.
We'll get to Zach Ertz later, but I got something to say about Zach Ertz.
We're going to do 2 more here, and then we'll talk about our last 3. Travis Kelce.
A tough one, but I just think he's gonna be,
Hang on. Tim, you have him at 5.
Yeah.
Tyler, you have him at 7. I don't have him ranked.
Why not? Defend your position.
So, Hollywood Brown's coming back. They have Worthy, and they also have Rashid Rice. Travis Kelce last season, you might as well have taken someone else, because it just his season just dropped off from the 2023 season, and like he's not the 2022 tight end that we all wanted. He was barely in the top 10 5. He was only in the top 10 3 times. Sorry, 4 times. 6 times. Other than that, he was not even relevant. He was on the field like 80 to 90% of the time, but no touchdowns, barely any targets some games. the games that he was in the top 10, he got 9, 10, 12, 16, 12, and then yeah, no touchdowns. He only had 3 touchdowns this year. So he is 35 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, you say all those stats and how like they were low and all that good stuff, and he was still tight end number 10 last year.
So
Tight end 6.5 PPR.
yes.
Yeah. So it's kind of like is it worth, the stress of the inconsistency of, wasting a six round pick where RJ Harvey's going, David Montgomery, Xavier Worthy, the tight end or the wide receiver 1 of the team, and Devontae Smith. I don't know if Travis Kelce is worth the pick at 6 in the 6th round over those players.
I would rather take a rookie running back over him.
Yeah, lowest touchdown numbers of his career, lowest yards per catch, lowest yards per target, but still, I think the upside, right? He's coming back. They're still going to feed him the ball. He had 133 targets last year, 97 receptions. I still think he's north of 100 targets, and you could probably bank on him for 700 to 800 yards, which puts him in like the top half of most of the tight end rankings, right? Like right in that Hawkinson range. But he's still just the name gets him a premium in drafts.
Yeah.
For sure.
So would you take him or Hawkinson?
I would probably take Hawkinson.
Yeah, I'm taking Hawkinson over Travis Kelce.
Travis Kelce or Mark Andrews? I don't know if they're close to the same draft capital, but
I'm taking Travis Kelce over Mark Andrews.
They're around apart. I guess I'll take Travis. Yeah.
But it's a changing of the guard for sure.
It
for
really
tight
is.
ends.
It's like when freaking Jimmy Graham was on the decline. It's like it's Jimmy Graham. The name alone will get you like 6 touchdowns. So I just don't trust it after last season. Like I know it's probably just like maybe a one-off, but I just with the receivers that they have and the way that they use Rashid Rice, it just like Hollywood was like showed up like halfway through the season, and I just think their receivers are better than what they're going to put out for Travis Kelce.
And they're deep, right?
Yeah,
I mean, they've got Worthy, Hollywood Brown, Rashid Rice, Sky Moore is still there, Juju Smith-Schuster is still there.
Yeah.
Jalen Royals is a guy they drafted in the 4th round.
Yeah.
Justin Ross is a guy you see on the field for them still.
And
that's 7 receivers.
They also drafted a new running back too. So, but I'll give Andy Reid the benefit of the doubt. He's a great offensive mind. I think he'll do something. Maybe they'll just use Travis in the 20 end zone and just get him maybe he'll just get those couple touchdowns a game and then that's it. That's
by the end of the season, Travis Kelce is just out there on like one crutch, just tiny timming himself around the field.
Yeah. So I'm just,
Apparently he lost 25 pounds this offseason on that, glamorous Hollywood diet. So
that's probably why he wasn't doing well, because he was traveling the world and dancing on stage with Taylor Swift. So
eating caviar and potato chips.
So all right.
Nice.
Yeah, it does sound nice. Number 12 is Dalton Kincaid. Tim, you got him 11. I have him 11. Tyler, you don't have him ranked. So what's up, Tyler? Why don't you like Kincaid?
I just don't know. I don't know if.
Trust me, I don't know either. I had him.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I just don't like the pick Dalton Kincaid. Um, he was tight end 30 last year, played 13 games. Last year, 2023, tight end 11. Um, you know, not the greatest, 450 yards. His yards per catch is nice, which is 10 yards per catch. And also two tight ends both years. So I don't know, just not a pick that I'm eyeing later in the rounds. He's going in the 10th round. You know, I'm definitely trying to get a tight end before the 10th round just because I'm not trying to stream and have that as a weekly stress.
Yeah, I don't know that the Bills are ever going to figure out the right fit for him. And
Yeah, I don't know.
I think more in general, like I just don't know what the Bills are doing in the passing game from a receiver standpoint. Like I don't think they have a number one.
No, they
Like
don't.
Khalil Shakir. I traded for
he's
him
a
in Dynasty.
fifth round pick.
The
I
fifth
mean,
round. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's
You have Keon Coleman too.
Coleman, and then um, yeah, I don't know either. He only had
Joshua Palmer's there. I mean, Elijah Moore, Curtis Samuel. It's just a bunch of like Elijah Moore and Curtis Samuel, and the same thing. Like Laviska Shenault is there, right? Those are all gimmick guys. Khalil Shakir's undersized, but he's effective. Joshua Palmer was okay-ish for a couple of games
yeah.
with the Chargers, and Keon Coleman. I just don't see him as a volume number one guy. I mean, and our lads has Dawson Knox as the tight end one for the Bills, so it's just
I mean,
I don't know.
Knox is still there too. Wow. Colson, he only had four 10 zone targets and one end zone target. So he got one TD out of those four end zone targets. Wasn't on the just in 2023 he had a stretch there. He was in the top 10 for week 7 through 11, and then kind of tapered off at the end there. But it was very clear that like they want to get him the ball. Within this last season, it was like, well, what are you doing with him? Like he only played like maybe barely half the snaps, and then he got hurt, and then he just wasn't relevant. So I'm I really
He's undersized. He's not a very good blocker. I think for the Bills, he's tough to keep on the field
yeah
because he's limited in some of those areas. So it's almost like he gets kind of folded into that like 6 or 7 man receiver room
yeah
in Buffalo.
yeah I don't know
2 touchdowns last year too.
yeah gross.
That's because James Cook took him all.
Yeah, James
Yeah.
Cook took all the questions. Would you? Oh
No,
no, okay. Uh, Tucker Kraft is going before him. Would you take Kraft over Kincaid, or would you take Turd Ferguson?
I have Tucker Kraft before Dalton Kincaid, so
Tim, you have like you are not in that range.
dude, I'd probably take Zach Ertz at that point.
let's go.
There you go.
Let's go.
Oh man, this is bad. All right, I'm gonna
Don't hate on my
shotgun.
boy Zach Ertz now.
All right, we're gonna shotgun these next 3 picks. Tucker Kraft is 13. Zach Ertz is 14, and then the rookie Tyler Warren is number 15. For Kraft, I have him at 8. Tyler, you have him 11. Tim, you're not have him ranked, so that's a reason why you are bleh with him. I think with the Green Bay offense, it's going to be very. It's just, well, they don't have a number one receiver. Let's just be honest.
It's similar to Buffalo.
Yeah, it is
feel
very
like.
similar to Buffalo. So it's gross. I don't know. He was a tight end 9 last season.
7 touchdowns.
3 touchdowns. No, oh no, 7 touchdowns. Sorry. But he's just not like he's on the field, but he's really not on the field. You know, he's there, but he's not there. So
Yeah. No, I think this is where, if I didn't get an elite tight end and I didn't get a Jonnu or an Evan Ingram in the 7th, 8th round, I'm taking my chances over with Tucker Kraft in the Green Bay offense because last year was his best year going into his 3rd year. Last year, 10 yards per target, 14 yards per catch, and 70 targets. And then his first year, his rookie year, he had 40 targets. So his target share is going up over there in Green Bay, and you never know. The 3rd year might be the better year out of all 3. Tight end number 7 last year too. So I don't know.
Yeah, LaFleur just
I don't know.
More.
Tucker Kraft in the 10th round. If you got all your positions filled up, I think that's a tight end that you can. He's consistent. He's played 17 games both his years, so he's a consistent tight end. You don't have to, might not have the best game every week, but definitely a tight end that you can, rely on to play on every week.
Tim, you want to add anything else, or are you bleh?
No.
And then 14 is Zach Ertz.
Let's go.
Tim, you and me don't have him ranked. Tyler, you have him at 6.
Let's go.
What?
Oh man!
Wow, that
tilted by the Commanders.
Okay. You are. Yes, Tyler is cheesing for the Commanders here.
Let me state my case.
What's your case? Go for it.
Signs a 1-year, $6.25 million contract. His best year in 2 years, he was tight end number 8 last year. 2 years before that on the Cardinals. Sorry, Tim. He was
good there.
He was. But the last 2 seasons there at Arizona, he was tight end 19, tight end 43. And with 4 touchdowns and 1 touchdown. Last year, first year at the Commanders, tight end 8, 7 touchdowns, basically 8 to 9 yards per target and per catch, 91 targets. So I think this is going to be another, like I said, if you didn't get an elite tight end, he didn't get those middle ground tight ends of Jonnu Smith or Evan Ingram.
Mm-hmm.
Talking earlier, Zach Ertz is going 13th in the 13th round. Last year, he played 17 games. He might play 17 games this year. They didn't really draft a tight end to help. You have Ben Sinnott, who doesn't really do much. And, he's going to play every game.
You leave Ben Sinnott alone, all right? I like him.
Zach Ertz is averaging, 8 targets a game, 5, 7, 8 targets a game, sometimes 10. 4 touchdowns, not the greatest, but he plays every game. He gets targets.
Yeah, I mean, that's like you're at the point there where he's a better option than He's for sure a better option than streaming, right? Like again, we all know how I feel about Njoku. Like I honestly, it would be a toss up between Ertz and Njoku for me. I'd probably take him over Kincaid, but like in the 13th round, you could draft Colston Loveland in like 8 or 9, and then hedge your bets with Zach Ertz at the 13th in the 13th. Like that's an interesting strategy if you want to test out one of the rookies.
Yeah.
Zach Ertz is going in the 13th round.
Yeah, definitely a big sleeper pick that I'm I'm banking on that Commanders offense now.
You should put a bet on how many yards Zach Ertz will have this year.
I mean, last year he had 650. I don't think he's going to have, I think that's going to be the same, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. But I think what I'm banking on with Zach Ertz is touchdowns. 7 touchdowns last year. You know, he might score.
How many of those go to Debo this year?
Yeah. So Washington Commanders signed him for 6.25. So they must see something in here, for a year at least, and might help out the offense quite a bit. So he might not be the big play Zach Ertz like we saw back in the day, but definitely somewhere in the red zone,
Yeah, agreed. All right. And our last pick for our rankings is the rookie Tyler Warren. Tim and Tyler, you do not have him ranked. I have him at 7.
I'll take.
Yeah. I think. Well, I have Loveland over him, but I still think he'll be. Yes, I did say Daniel Jones. I did say the Colts offense is not great, but I still think he'll be a good tight end, a serviceable tight end.
Yeah, because who are their other tight ends?
Mo Alley Cox.
I don't even think he's on a team still. But
I don't think. I think you're right.
Really, it's who else is going to get the ball.
Taylor.
I mean, are we really talking about Kyle Pitts? Not Kyle Pitts. Michael Pittman here. He hasn't really proven anything. Josh Downs was
pretty good last year.
Yeah, Josh Downs is pretty good. I have him as like a little sleeper, but
yeah, for sure.
It's Josh Downs and then who else? So
Adonai Mitchell, AD Mitchell, who they drafted last year in the 2nd round.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Laquan Treadwell is on the roster.
Yes.
Good Lord.
It's really
also interesting little tidbit here about the Colts roster. I'm looking at the depth chart. They have 8 tight ends on the roster.
They are just going to run the ball.
Good Lord.
Wow. Oh, Mo Alley Cox is still on the team. Yeah. We'll see. But yeah, I think him and Josh Downs are going back to back in rounds, the 9th round. So, I just think he'll be serviceable, and I think he'll be consistent.
So I actually like Warren a little bit better than Loveland from a talent standpoint.
Yes.
I think situationally it's not as good.
And
obviously,
at Penn State he played like 6 other positions on offense. He was the tight end. He played out receiver. He was like a quarterback at some point in the game, and then he played like a running back, and then he played whatever, like their H-back. So he's very versatile in what he can do, and
like that. Obviously, that Colts offense is going to start and end with whoever's throwing the football.
Yes.
But what it needs as much as anything is kind of an invigoration of just some energy, right? Like it's just a really stale feeling offense. And everybody thought Anthony Richardson was going to be that. And sure, he can run, but he doesn't do almost anything else well. But like Tyler Warren's really interesting to me because I was doing some research and I came across his NFL.com draft profile, and the NFL comparison is Jeremy Shockey, who was like awesome for fantasy back in the day. And I've always kind of compared George Kittle to Jeremy Shockey. Like they're in that same mold, really violent after the catch runner guys, super athletic. And Tyler Warren's in that same mold. So I think it's really interesting, especially if they get creative and move him around.
Yeah.
It could be really interesting.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, with all these, I feel like with the last 3 or 4 tight ends we talked about, it's just really tough picks.
Yeah, really tough.
Really tough picks.
It's very. This is why I wanted to do 10 tight ends.
Yeah. Yeah, like once you get past, if you're not getting an elite tight end, like taking that chance on a Brock Bowers, a Trey McBride, or George Kittle, and you don't want to, draft tight end for in the 5th or 7th round, getting depth, and you don't target, Jono Smith or Evan Ingram in those middle rounds for decent value. You're really looking at, trying to stream a good tight end for the week, So
It's so hard. It's way harder than streaming a defense or kickers.
Yeah. So I feel like it's worth it to, draft an elite tight end, or, have your eyes open for a 7th, 8th round tight end, rather than dealing with these headaches down here.
Totally. There's no like the worst time, like the least fun time for me in fantasy football is when I have to stream tight ends. And it's like, okay, all right, who am I looking at this week? Like, am I gonna go with Hunter Henry?
Yeah.
Or Chiga Okonkwo?
Yeah.
Or like Tyler Conklin's okay, but still, I'm not that interested.
Yeah. And I feel like we didn't talk about him on the today, but tight end from Steeler, Pat Freiermuth.
Pat Freiermuth. I was going to ask about that. Like, why Josh didn't have him in there?
Yeah, me too. And Pat Freiermuth is going in the 10th round. Zach Ertz is going in the 13th round. I feel like those are a couple late round tight ends you can kind of bank on. Hopefully, both played 17 games last year. Both had 7 touchdowns. Maybe a late Hail Mary in the draft.
Well, this was before Aaron Rodgers signed, so.
Oh, okay, sure.
No, I've watched Pat play. I know what he can. Hasn't done. There's nothing flashy about Pat Freiermuth. He's just like a catch and go type of guy, and that's about it. You're not gonna get like a top 10 tight end every week.
Yeah, he was tight end number 9 last year.
Yeah, he was the tight end 9 last year, which was okay, but like you're not getting. He was only in the top 3 twice. But it's not really saying much. So, but he doesn't get many targets. I think the highest amount of targets we got was, it was week 18. He got 11, but the second highest was week 4. He got 7 targets off of 5 receiving yards, 1 touchdown, but the yardage is not there. It's like 50 yards. That's the highest. I mean, the highest amount of yards he's got was 85. So there's nothing special about it. There's nothing.
Yeah.
So
would you take him over Kincaid?
Yes.
Dalton Kincaid's going in the 10th round, and Freiermuth is in the 12th.
Yeah.
Would you take him? Would you take him over Zach Ertz?
No.
Yes.
Ooh.
Well, I mean, it's really like Pat Freiermuth is going to the 12th, and then Ertz is going to the 13th. So, but I mean, the teams that are drafting him, like it's a computer, but their tight end is Sam Laporta, and they take another tight end at the end of the round. So,
oh. Interesting.
If I'm drafting and I already have a tight end, I don't need another tight end. So, but if I'm punting my tight end position, yeah, I'll consider it.
Yeah, take these rankings with a grain of salt too.
Yeah.
Like kind of like when you're doing your draft, see where tight ends are going. Maybe not a lot of people will take tight ends in the second round, or they might drop in your draft in your league. So
I'll say this: in your home leagues, they're definitely going to go where they're probably going to go. If you're playing with people that actually know what they're doing, they're going to go a little bit later. But yeah, I am of the class of I'm just going to punt it if I don't get the top 3 tight ends.
Yeah, this year I'm definitely targeting an elite tight end. If that doesn't happen, I have a couple mid-round picks, and then if not, I got Zach Ertz, 13th round.
I like that.
Well, I mean, so I'll say Isaiah Likely went in the 14th round.
And yeah,
I was going to say, I feel like that's low.
It's very low.
It is very low from, what he did last season.
So, there's a couple sleepers out there.
Yeah, and this is June, so we're not like in prime mock season. Once training camp hits, then you'll get like a lot of ADPs will jump up. A lot of guys that were going in the later rounds will probably go up 1 or 2 spots, 1 or 2 rounds. So
yeah,
especially if it's like the rookies, if they get good buzz, they'll definitely jump up a little bit. If Likely is like getting great buzz in camp, he's definitely going to jump up. So
yeah. Super deep sleeper. I'm pretty high on Gunnar Helm out of Texas. Drafted in the 4th round by Tennessee. Tennessee's a total wild card on offense this year. They're starting Calvin Ridley, Tyler Lockett, or the ghost of Tyler Lockett, and Van Jefferson at receiver. Chuga Okonkwo is still the tight end 1, but Gunnar Helm carried that Texas passing game for the entire season last year.
Where did he go?
Texas, University of Texas.
No, what? Who drafted?
Oh, the Tennessee Titans.
Oh,
interesting. Okay.
Trying to find them.
So just to call out there, probably not going to be drafted in any redraft leagues. Just keep an eye on the waiver wire.
Yeah, he's not being. I didn't even know who that was.
I think I picked him up in the
dynasty.
Yeah.
Clever.
Damn it.
Yeah, let's double check. Yep, there he is. Yeah, I picked him up.
Yep, there he is.
Also picked up Taysom Hill.
You did. All right. Well, will wrap up our top 15 tight ends.
Top 15-ish.
Top 10 vintage.
12-ish.
12-ish. Let's do 12-ish. So thank you all for listening. Please like and subscribe to the podcast. Please follow us on our YouTube and Instagram and our TikTok for all our immediate updates. And we will see you guys next time.
Let's go.